Hello, Assalamualaikum. So today, in this video, we are going to talk about intercultural communication. When we talk about intercultural communication, they must be related to communication and culture. But before we start, let's dive into the definitions of this topic. Culture. What is culture? Culture can be defined as everything that people have think and do as member of their society. Culture also is the ongoing negotiation of learned and pattern, beliefs, attitude, values, and behavior. For example, nationality, religion, regions, what's more, race, ethnicity, gender, and more. Communication. What is communication? As we all know, communication is the imparting of exchanging information by speaking, writing, or using some of other medium. Okay, now let's dive into communication and culture. In communication and culture, we have cultural group identities. What is that? Cultural group identities are defined by enduring, powerful norms developed over history and taught to its member through communication. You must consider the culture in which you operate, the culture from which you come, and the cultural expectation of your audience. So we just covered the definitions of the culture and communication. Now, let's talk about the title of this video, which is Intercultural Communication. Intercultural communication is the communication between people with differing cultural identities. In intercultural communication, we have ethnocentrism. But what is ethnocentrism? Ethnocentrism is our tendency to view our own culture as superior to other cultures. Too easy to understand, ethnocentrism is the experience of seeing one's own culture as superior to other cultures. It is an element of intercultural communication that has the potential to greatly affect how one communicates. Let me give you an example. You judge others based on their food preference, or you judge others by their clothing style, or you judge others based on their language because you assume them to speak in English, but they are not speaking in English, they are speaking in other language. So next, let's talk about elements of intercultural communication. We have 4 elements of intercultural communication. Let's dive into it one by one. So, the first element of intercultural communication is perception. Perception is the way or how the beliefs, values, traditions, and societal norms shape the way a person views the world. Perception in intercultural communication is actually important because this process helps us to avoid common perceptual problems. The second element of intercultural communication is verbal process. What is verbal process? Verbal process is ways in which cultures employ symbols to portray things and experiences. When people from different backgrounds talk, how they speak and behave matters a lot. Things like tone of voice, how clear they are, and their body language affect how well they understand each other and get along. So, it is important to be respectful and clear when communication across culture. So, the third element of intercultural communication is non-verbal process. As we all know, non-verbal process is shared thoughts and feelings of bodily behaviors, time, and space. So, last but not least, fourth element of intercultural communication is contextual elements. Contextual element includes interpersonal, group, public, and mass communication. In intercultural communication, we have communication and language. Throughout the world, human beings use thousands of languages to communicate with one another. So, to conclude, communication is far more than speech and writing. That's all from me for intercultural communication. Thank you.